Your loved ones are gathered around you as you blow out your candles on your birthday for the 50th time. It's your birthday. Today, you take the time to celebrate and reflect on the time of your birth all the way up to present day. I mean, it's only customary. Your birthday is like your own special holiday, just for you. But why? Why do we celebrate holidays? Other animals don't throw themselves a party on the day they were born. What is a holiday? How do they affect human beings? A holiday is defined as a day fixed by law or custom on which ordinary business is suspended in commemoration of some event or in honor of some person. Veterans Day honors our brave veterans. George Washington's birthday honors our very first president, as Mother's Day honors the strong mothers of the world. Holidays are a time of culture, food, and festivity for all to enjoy and indulge. However, there are some radically different effects that occurred due to our participation in such events that might go unnoticed. Holidays have valid purposes in modern society. They mark time, help us to remember and reflect on significant events of the past, provide healthy celebration and festivity, and help us express gratitude. These benefits and charms ignited the spread of holiday celebrations, eventually bringing them across the globe. These days, the U.S. government has established these 11 holidays as permanent federal holidays: New Year's, Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, Inauguration Day, George Washington's birthday, Memorial Day, also known as Decoration Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, also known as Armistice Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Christmas Day. On these days, government employees get paid time off to stay away from work and celebrate in honor of the occasion. Of course, though, the list took some debating and wasn't always these 11. The first 4 congressionally designated federal holidays were created in 1870 when Congress granted paid time off to federal workers in the District of Columbia for New Year's Day, Independence Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. At the time, this legislation only applied to federal workers in the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C. As time went on, there was an eventual decision to include this treatment on a national scale, thus granting more of us some paid time off. The whole paid time off part seemed to have some ambiguity as well upon starting this legislation. Although there is no indication of the authorizing statutes for either the 1870 and 1879 acts, some of the first to establish federal holidays, that any federal employees were to be paid for such holidays, an analysis of holiday legislation subsequently signed by President Rutherford B. Hayes in April of 1880 seems to support such a conclusion. To our understanding, paid time off seemed to be the conclusion that we all reached when discussing just how to treat these very special occasions. Even at some restaurants, bars, and other public establishments, can someone receive a more elegant experience if it is their birthday? But how are the concepts of holidays treating humanity? Just how are some of us doing around the holiday season? For cardiac and non-cardiac disease, a spike in daily mortality occurs during the Christmas/New Year's holiday season. It might be shocking, but there are real risks to holiday celebrations with all the craziness going on and such. Some explanations as for why the mortality rate is unexpectedly higher around the Christmas and New Year's holiday season are increased emotional stress associated with the holidays, habitual changes in diet and alcohol consumption, increased particulate pollution, and inappropriate delay in seeking medical care. It isn't really far-fetched that the holiday season for some can bring a whole wave of stress and overwhelming pressure as the occasion in question approaches. And for some, unfortunately, the holidays can bring up traumatic and otherwise painful memories of things that happened to them or someone they cared for around the season. Depression or feelings of grief can tie themselves to the holiday season, assuming that the cause of these feelings occurred during this season, due to their frequent cycles or series of stages. Basically speaking, it all has to do with association. The presence of one's negative experience messes with their capability to enjoy that period of the year. In fact, the grief and sorrow that can stem from this traumatic association can be life-threatening to those dealing with such problems. A study was done in Europe before, during, and after major public holidays in pursuit of attempted suicide evidence. Before Christmas, there were fewer suicide attempts than expected, and after Christmas, there were approximately 40% more than expected. In addition, more than expected were also registered on New Year's Day. It's very unfortunate that some people feel this way during these cheerful celebrations, and even more discomforting to hear that suicide attempts shot up so high. Even the way we choose to excite and amuse ourselves can be hazardous, if we're not careful and meticulous. Research shows that fireworks can lead to severe air pollution and serious health hazards, produce large amounts of solid waste, and can cause fires. These pretty explosives have a history of endangering all those that use them incorrectly or at the wrong time. Serious injuries can be caused by fireworks. After all, it is absolutely required for all fireworks to have warning labels on them. But of course, there is another factor emitted by fireworks that can also become very perilous during a time of festivity, and that is chemical aftermath. Although particles emitted from fireworks only remain suspended in the atmosphere for a few hours, inhalation of fireworks smoke containing high levels of hazardous chemicals can harm human health due to frequent fireworks displays during festivals. Fireworks generate smoke after detonation. This smoke is harmful to humans and not very good for the atmosphere. But this isn't to say that holidays are innately evil, just shedding some light on what to expect when participating in these cultural developments. Holidays are a special concept for advancing social values and have their own benefits and problems. If anything is constant in regards to these occasions, it's that regardless of how we feel, who we spend this time with, or if you have to work long hours on your birthday, we all still need each other to make the most out of it. With that being said, if you know anyone who is depressed or lonely upon the holiday season, being courteous and reaching out to them to comfort them or inviting them to your place for the evening can truly make a difference.